Hello and welcome to an unusual episode of Phantom Forces Weapons Spotlight, a series where I give a more subdued and informative look on the weapons of Phantom Forces. In this episode, I'll be covering the Grizzly. The Grizzly is a 1911 hand cannon unlocked at rank 144. It deals 77 damage up to 35 studs and falls off to 35 damage by 105 studs. It fires at 350 RPM, the fastest out of all 3 hand cannons in the game, and it has a 1.3 times body multiplier and a 2.5 times head multiplier. The muzzle velocity is 1500 studs per second, and the penetration depth is 1.5 studs. Here is a shots to kill table. It has high recoil like all hand cannons, and it holds 7 rounds in the magazine with 28 rounds in reserve of 0.50 Action Express. The reload speed is 1.9 seconds and the empty reload speed is 2.6 seconds. It has a 14 walk speed, like other hand cannons, and a 20 aim speed. The Grizzly is one of the quote-unquote big 3 hand cannons in the game. It's able to one-shot body shot people at close range and is generally considered one of the best secondary weapons in the game. As with most pistols, it's not very effective at range and is mostly reserved to close range use, which is completely fine and intended anyway, as the only time you really need to swap away from your primary is in close range. And as I said earlier, it can one-shot people, so the Grizzly does a damn good job at what it's supposed to do. Maybe a little too good. Now, comparing the Grizzly to the other 2 one-shot hand cannons, the Mark 19 Desert Eagle and the Executioner, we can find that the Grizzly has the highest fire rate and fastest recoil recovery out of all of them, but also having the shortest one-shot range. Whether you want to use the Grizzly or not depends on generally if you like to use pistols at medium range. If you're like me and only switches to pistol when you're next to someone, then the Grizzly is the best choice because it's the fastest one. If you want to keep your distance, then you could probably pick the Executioner because that one has the most range. Onto something different. As you know, I usually don't make videos on secondaries as I don't have much experience on them. The Grizzly is my go-to pistol for everything right now, so I thought I might as well make a video on it. In my opinion, the Grizzly is the best general use secondary in the game. I honestly don't care about range on my pistols, so I pick whichever lets me shred through the enemy team the fastest, and it's the Grizzly. The Grizzly doesn't have any notable conversions or attachments, but I would recommend putting an X-ring on it because, like every other pistol in the game, it does wonders for your recoil and general performance. And that concludes this episode of Phantom Forces Weapons Spotlight. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel as it helps a lot. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. I missed so many shots!